Before the millions of views, before the headlines, before changing lives with a single upload, there was a young boy in a quiet room, uploading videos to an audience that didn't exist yet. This is the story behind MrBeast. In 2012, a teenager named Jimmy Donaldson pressed upload for the first time. There was no applause. There were no comments. There was no recognition. There was only hope. Video after video, year after year, the views stayed stubbornly low. Some of his uploads managed to reach a few hundred people. Others barely reached anyone at all. For most people, that kind of silence would feel like failure. It would be a clear sign to quit, to find a new hobby. But for Jimmy, that silence became his fuel. Because when no one was watching, he was still learning. He was still creating. He was still showing up. While other creators were chasing fame and quick wins, Jimmy was chasing something different. He was chasing understanding. He became a student of the platform, studying YouTube late into the night, every single night. He obsessed over thumbnails, trying to figure out what made people click. He analyzed titles, testing different formulas to see what worked. He dove deep into analytics, obsessed with watch time and audience retention. He wasn't doing this because it was easy, but because he held a deep-seated belief that effort would eventually be seen. There were no secret formulas or shortcuts in his journey. There was just relentless patience, an insatiable curiosity, and a powerful faith in a future he couldn't yet prove to anyone, not even himself. Then, after years of grinding and obscurity, an idea came to him. It was an idea that sounded almost foolish, completely absurd to anyone who heard it. He was going to sit in a chair and count from 1 to 100,000. On camera, the task took over 40 hours. It tested his mental and physical endurance. It pushed him to the absolute edge of his limits. It was monotonous, painful, and by all conventional logic, a complete waste of time. But then, something incredible happened. People watched. The video, titled "I Counted to 100,000," started to gain traction. For the very first time, the YouTube algorithm noticed him. The world, which had ignored him for 5 long years, slowly began to listen. That single, grueling video was the spark that changed everything. When the money finally started to come in, he didn't do what most people would. He didn't buy a fancy car or a big house. He gave it away. Every single dollar was reinvested back into his videos, into creating something bigger than himself. He started helping strangers, feeding families, and changing lives, all captured on camera. Because Jimmy understood something powerful, something that would become the core philosophy of his entire brand. Real success is untoward what you gain for yourself. It's about what you give to others. He realized that the more he gave, the more his channel grew. And the more his channel grew, the more he could give. It was a virtuous cycle built on generosity. Behind all the crazy challenges, the mind-boggling numbers, and the entertainment spectacle, there was a simple, profound belief taking root. If you help enough people, everything else will follow. And slowly but surely, a YouTube channel transformed into a mission. Entertainment evolved into impact. His content became a vehicle for compassion. The stunts got bigger, the giveaways more extravagant, but the heart of it all remained the same. It was about making the world a slightly better place, one video at a time. The real product wasn't just entertainment, it was hope. Today, MrBeast stands at the very top of the YouTube mountain, a titan of the platform. But his story didn't begin there. It began in silence. It began with doubt. It began with years of being ignored by the very platform he now dominates. And that's the part of the story people often forget when they see the massive success. They see the finish line, not the 5 years of running a marathon with no audience to cheer him on. The story behind MrBeast isn't just about YouTube. It's a universal story about believing in your work long before the world believes in you. It's about the grit required to continue when the views are low, when the comments are quiet, and when quitting feels so much easier than trying one more time. Because sometimes the most powerful and inspiring stories begin when no one is watching. And that is the real story behind the channel. Thanks for watching.